Stereo Police. Tonight we're going to go full analog and we're going to match up the Klipschorns to the Klipsch Cornwall IIIs. These are the Klipschorns AK6s. That's what I have. I don't buy new equipment anymore. But it'll be interesting to see in this room, with all things being equal and everything being analog, how they stack up. I have not listened through my Cornwall IIIs for years. It's going to be fun. I have my room back, so I'm now reinvigorated and experiencing my room again. This is the only talking I'm going to do in the video, and I'll make it quick. We're going to be listening to a Dave Brubeck from the early 1960s. I'm more interested in Joe Morello, one of my favorite drummers. He was an inspiration for John Bonham, by the way. For those of you who are new to my channel, for those of you who know me, this is redundant. For those of you who are new, we're going to be listening to song 1. Let me stop this for you. I'll tell you the equipment. Okay. Castilian drums. Song 1. Techniques. SL 1200 GR with the Samico blue note. One of the old school blue notes where you could see the guts. Gorgeous. Taking that low level signal into a vacuum tube RIAA preamp amplifier by Croft from Great Britain, from the UK. And that signal will go into the Macintosh C8 vacuum tube 12AX7 based preamplifier, purely Class A. It will be voltage amplified, completely flat, no tone controls bypass flat, into the Lab 12 Suono single-ended Class A vacuum tube amplifier in triode mode. We are rocking KT150s in triode mode. First into the Klipschorn AK6s, and then the same song. The only difference will be into the Cornwall IIIs, and let's see what the differences might be. And listening to an old song, we're not doing modern era digital, we're doing old school. The Macintosh times out. It just timed out. I like that feature though, because I was away for a while, and it's cool to turn that off and not reduce the tube life. I'm interested to see, it's one thing how these speakers might handle modern digital music, and some digital is extremely good. I love high-res digital. It's awesome. But there's something to be said for vinyl and something to be said for old school vinyl. The recording quality wasn't necessarily good. This is the early 60s. Technology was in its infancy, but nevertheless, the sound is still good in its own way. It's still nostalgic and good and still has life and character. There's still an organic quality to it, and your system has a way of reproducing that. And what might do a better job? All things being equal, the Klipschorns or the Cornwall IIIs. They are very, very different speakers. They're both awesome in their own way. I won't get into that. Let's just find out. Let's just find out. I will say this for you analog guys. I'm very minimalistic. I know a lot of you guys have all kinds of record brushes and gear. I buy a brand new pack of microfiber cloths and I roll them up like that. And I just do that. With the torque of a direct drive, you don't have to worry about a thing. And I find these microfiber cloths to be awesome, to do a fantastic job cleaning records. And I have not gotten a problem with static with them, and they do a better job cleaning records, and they're more gentle on the record because you're creating sort of a shock absorber with this thing. That's how I do it. And I don't, once these are done, I put them in the wash and I reuse them for other things, but I don't reuse them for albums. Okay, just a thing. All right. We're going to be listening through a Zoom H1N. I'm not going to move the microphone for either song. I'm not going to talk from here on out. I'll let you be the judge. The Zoom H1N will sit right here in the sweet spot at ear level. No speaker will have an advantage. All right, let's get the Zoom H1N fired up. Turn it on. Let's get started. for those of you who made it to the end, you're probably a loyal sub. There's a picture of me and Mrs. Police on our wedding day. A long, long time ago. And we're still in love. She's right upstairs making that noise you just heard. Ciao.